Hi, I'm Chef Mark. Welcome to LearnToCook.com. Today we're preparing a seasonal pumpkin soup. Now to make our pumpkin soup, let's take 2 baby bella mushrooms which we've washed and cut the stem off. And the same for the shiitake mushrooms. Wash and cut the stem off. And we're going to cut the baby bella into slices, about 1/8 of an inch thick. You don't have to be exact and measure it so long as it's a thin slice. We're going to take then the shiitake mushrooms and cut those into quarters because they give a nice appearance in this pumpkin soup. Then we're going to take our mushrooms and add them to a pint of vegetable stock. And I brought it just to a simmer, as you can see, until the mushrooms are tender. And then we have our food processor with the blade, because we're going to make our soup very soon. Of course, you need to have a pound of baked pumpkin, which I have. You cut the pumpkin up into sections, manageable sections. Put it skin side up on a baking sheet pan, 1/4 inch of water, some foil. Cook it at 325 degrees until tender. And then I've taken them off, the skin off, of the pumpkin itself. And I just have the meat, about a pound, and a pint of vegetable stock, 4 ounces of soy milk. So it's actually lactose-free as well as vegetarian, very healthy. So what we're going to do is put the blade in the food processor. We're going to pulse that pound of cooked and peeled. So you need about 1.5 pounds of raw, small kabocha squash or a small pumpkin. Not the ornamental pumpkin you put on your front porch, but the pumpkin that is used for baking. Farmer's Market's carry that. Again, you can use pumpkin pulp in a can. It works just as well. You can also use butternut squash if you want. All right. So either way, either pumpkin or butternut squash makes a great fall and winter soup. So I have that pound of beautifully cooked, tender, fresh pumpkin pulp, we call it, inside. I'm going to put the top on it. I'm going to pour my pint of stock into a pitcher, and that way I'll be able to pour it into the blender. Be mindful when you use the food processor. Top has to be on. If you're going to pour a liquid, especially a hot liquid, you don't want anything to splash back. So you have the funnel there. You can turn it on. Keep a towel handy or your hand. Pour in the liquid. Pulses very nicely. Then 4 ounces of soy milk inside. And then we're going to pour this into a pan and reheat it on the stove. And now we heated the lovely pumpkin soup until it was hot, just a little simmer. And there's no cream in that, there's no butter, there's no fat, but sure has great flavor. I'm going to pour some in a scooped out Danish or acorn squash. Have a bit of spices on the bottom. You can use rock salt. You can put a few leaves from your garden. You can put a small mandarin orange, very beautiful. You can do these per person. This recipe serves enough for 4. I have some, of course, raw pumpkin seeds, pepitas as they're known. And a little pinch of little smoked paprika chipotle seasoning. And don't forget some of the shiitake and the baby bellas or cremini mushrooms. And now I present to you a beautiful fall or winter pumpkin soup. Bon appetit.